Content-Warnung. Das ist ein Horrorspiel und es ist nicht für alle Audienzen freigegeben. Website. Slay the Princess contains Image Effects. Okay. Horror, dich auch in diesen dunklen Ecken erwarten sollten. Habe ein Herz und siehe sie durch. Es gibt keine frühzeitigen also keine wie nennt man das? Ich sage es einfach mal Enden. Es gibt keine falschen Entscheidungen. Es gibt einfach nur frische Perspektiven und neue Anfänge. Das ist eine Liebesgeschichte. So, bevor wir anfangen. So. Herzlich willkommen zu Slay the Princess. Heute kümmern wir uns um das Spiel, das schon sehr viele Leute gespielt haben und ich immer sehr, sehr spät bin. Aber warum denn nicht? Fangen wir an. Kapitel 1. Der Held und die Prinzessin.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Wir sind auf einem Weg in den Wäldern und auf dem Ende dieses Weges ist eine Hütte oder Kabine und im Keller dieser Hütte ist eine Prinzessin.
You're here to slay her. If you don't,
und wir sind hier, um sie zu töten. Wenn wir es nicht tun, wird es das Ende der Welt sein. Das Ende der Welt? Wovon redest du?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
Wie kann eine Prinzessin, die in einem Keller eingesperrt wurde, die Welt enden?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Dankeschön, Narrator. Das ist sehr hilfreich. Hast du irgendwelche Beweise, um das zu beweisen?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Also irgendwie weiß ich nicht, wie ich davon halten soll. Ach so, hast du vielleicht schon mal daran gedacht, dass der einzige Grund ist, wieso sie die Welt enden möchte, ist, weil sie eingesperrt ist?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that.
Okay.
It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Kann ich machen. Vielleicht. Kann ich jemand anderes das machen?
Oh, if only that were the case. But I don't make the rules. I have to say, I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far. But unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off. Like I said, I don't make the rules, no matter how much I wish I did.
Okay. Hast du vielleicht schon daran gedacht, dass ich okay bin, dass die Welt endet?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do. Nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Nein, überhaupt nicht. Keine Sorge.
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Achso, ich sollte vielleicht noch sagen, bekomme ich ein Reward, wie nennt man das? Eine Belohnung. Dafür. Vergiss es, ich weiß das nicht tun. eine Prinzessin zu töten klingt schon schlecht, oder?
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Vergiss es, wir werden das nicht tun. Kannst du mir sagen, was der Preis ist für meine gute Arbeit?
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
Vergiss es, ich mach das nicht.
Are you serious? No, you have to do it.
Nein, du musst es tun. Nein. Okay, okay, gut, wir gehen zur Kabine. Was nehmen wir denn? Nehmen wir das hier.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed.
Oh nein.
So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
Ja, das werde ich definitiv tun.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Das ist meine schicke Hütte.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Ah, hier ist die Stimme des Helden als erstes. Oh, und es bewegt sich auch. Schick.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Wir haben hier eine Klinge, die wir nehmen können.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay, diese Klinge wird uns dabei helfen, anscheinend die Prinzessin zu töten. Wir nehmen mal die Klinge.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Ja, das stimmt. Gehen wir mal runter. Sagen wir Hallo zur Prinzessin.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Na sicher. Was du sagst, Narrator.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Oh,
She sounds dangerous.
etwas.
It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Okay. Just checking in on you. Mal gucken, wie sie reagiert.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
Vielleicht haben wir es auch.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Okay, hier ist die Prinzessin und die ist hier angekettet an der Wand sozusagen und hier ist ja eigentlich nur ein Fenster. Interessant.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Vielleicht.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Ja. Was? Nein. Wieso würdest du das überhaupt denken? Okay, ja. Ich bin hier, um die zu töten. Ne, das habe ich noch nicht entscheidet. Ich bin hier, um zu reden. Ne,
Then drop the knife.
We should. It'll go a long way to building trust with her.
Okay.
Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do, after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Das stimmt allerdings.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Boing. Aber die Waffe liegt ja da, die können wir immer noch nutzen. Und ich denke nicht, wenn sie so angekettet ist, dass sie dann einfach mal uns ins Gesicht springen kann. Das geht wohl eher weniger.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Ja, jetzt können wir reden.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed.
Oh, oh.
We'll be fine.
Ja.
I don't know what
Vielleicht.
you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
Mhm. Das wissen wir.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Ja, würde ich auch sagen. Ja, es ist schon sehr merkwürdig.
I know. I just said that. Now why are you here to kill me?
Weißt du, warum ich hier bin, um dich zu töten? Du sollst die Welt enden. Mir wurde gesagt, was ich tun soll, aber ich weiß nicht, woran ich glauben soll. Ich habe meine Gründe. Denkst du... Think I just come here to kill someone? Achso, denkst du, ich komme hierher, um jemanden zu töten, ohne es überhaupt zu wissen? Das wäre lächerlich.
And yet you hesitated the moment you saw me. And you dropped your knife. If killing me was really that important, you'd have a little more gumption, don't you think?
Das stimmt.
So, someone put you up to this, right? And whoever it is, it's probably the same someone who shoved me into this dark pit and chained me to a wall.
That's a fair question.
Ja.
Who chained her in this basement? And if she's so dangerous, how did they manage to trap her? Why have we been left to do their dirty work?
Das wissen wir immer noch nicht, wie der Held. Aber das werden wir definitiv bald herausfinden, wer uns hier dazu zwingt, das zu tun.
Don't give away the game, and don't let her distract you. That's exactly what she wants.
I'm right, aren't I? So who put you up to this?
Uh-oh. Achso, wie soll ich dich hier rauskriegen? Ich bin hier, weil du die Welt enden solltest. Es gibt Leute da draußen, die denken, dass du die Welt enden wirst. Was hast du dazu zu sagen? Das ist dein Name. Wie lange warst du schon hier unten? Und weißt du, warum? Ich bin hier... Achso, weißt du, warum ich hier bin, um dich zu töten? Okay, wir haben genug geredet. Machen wir mal das.
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't...
Ein Schlüssel. Einen Schlüssel haben wir nicht gesehen.
Well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Oh nein.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right?
Ja, doch. Bitte hack dir nicht den Arm ab. Bitte nicht.
She is. I'm sure of it.
Okay, ich bin hier, also ich bin hier, weil du die Welt enden sollst. Oder solltest.
Don't just tell her that.
Warum nicht?
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
Denke ich.
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
Ja, das wollte ich auch gerade sagen. Da wisst einfach, was ich denke.
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so... dangerous?
Nee. Deflect. Was wirst du tun, wenn ich dich hier rauslasse? Mir wurde genug gesagt. Ich hatte gehofft, du wirst es mir sagen. Nein, aber ich denke, sie haben ihre Gründe, diese Informationen von dir geheim zu halten. Nein, und wenn ich ehrlich bin, bin ich mehr, inclined to trust you than inclined to trust him. Ach so, nein, wenn ich ehrlich bin, will ich mehr dir vertrauen als denen. Gucken wir mal. Ach so, warum sie das gesagt haben. Machen wir das.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
What if they're bad reasons, though? If they had good reasons for thinking I was dangerous, wouldn't they have shared them with you? I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want to leave. At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust.
Das stimmt allerdings.
Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me.
Nope.
And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
Das stimmt auch.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear.
Vielleicht.
But you don't really know me, do you?
Nee.
What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
Ah, ja, das stimmt auch wieder.
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust.
Blind Trust? Na, ich glaube eher weniger.
So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
Was ist dein Name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Du kannst mich Prinzessin nennen.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
Also, es gibt ja noch eine andere Person, die genau das Gleiche macht, aber wir wollen mal nicht über die reden, ne? Oder über diese Person, die das auch macht, schon die ganze Zeit, seitdem wir hier angefangen haben. Aber ich sag dazu mal jetzt mal nichts. Okay, wie lange warst du schon hier unten?
Too long.
Okay, wir haben genug geredet.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Examine the changes. Ach so, wir können sie auch befreien. Oh, wir können auch einfach bloß rausgehen. Ah, nee. Also ich möchte sie jetzt hier nicht liegen lassen und sitzen lassen für immer. Das geht gar nicht.
Oh, you have to be kidding me.
Vielleicht.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
Aber wir brauchen noch einen Schlüssel oder irgendwie sowas.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Ja, schauen wir mal.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Vielleicht hat er das irgendwo verloren.
That would be fine. I can lose an arm.
Das wäre okay. Ich könnte einen Arm verlieren. Einfach mal so. Juckt mich nicht.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free.
Also macht Sinn, würde ich mal so sagen.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Natürlich.
Is someone else here? Your shouts and pleas are met with silence.
Also, Shouts and please met with silence. Also da oben ist niemand. Man könnte sagen, wir haben da jetzt lang geschrien und ja, nichts kam an.
You're here to slay the princess and you won't leave until the task is done.
Ach nee, du hast jetzt die Tür nicht geschlossen oder wie sowas, ne?
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Natürlich. Was hätte ich erwartet?
I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Ja, ne, weil da wenigstens.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to.
Ja, für dich vielleicht, aber wir können sie doch jetzt nicht einfach umbringen.
Easier for whom?
Ja, das stimmt allerdings auch wieder. Für uns oder für ihn? Und für ihn höchstwahrscheinlich.
Easier for everyone.
Für jeden, für dich wahrscheinlich.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Ja, leider.
The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Also wir können die Prinzessin retten und wir können die Prinzessin töten. Wir retten mal die Prinzessin.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's
Die
arm,
Augen.
just above the massive, unyielding chain.
Okay. Also wir haben hier so Schuppen und hier sind so Federn, denke ich. Interessant. Also sind wir so eine Art Vogelwesen oder sowas. Und wir schneiden da jetzt erstmal schön rein. Ratsch.
You cut into her flesh.
Ritsch, ratsch. Arm ab.
The blade is sharp, you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet.
Ah.
She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Das stimmt allerdings.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Okay. Gehen wir raus?
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world.
Oh, was willst du dagegen machen, hm?
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Kann er das machen? Ich weiß ja nicht.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
Natürlich antwortest du ja genau das, was ich sagen würde. Und ja, das ist nicht fair.
Watch me.
Der ist so ein Arsch. Slay the princess, warn her, slay the princess. Also wir können sie warnen. Warnen wir sie jetzt oder? Ich weiß es nicht. Warum denn nicht? Ratsch.
Bring the blade down and plunge it into the princess's back. Finally. Okay. There's no going back now. Though the blade left a deep gash in her shoulder, she barely so much as flinches, turning around to stare at you incredulously.
Are you serious?
Oops.
I don't know what came over you, but if we're doing this, I guess I'll have to kill you.
Uh-oh.
Do you think I need both of my arms to do that? I can beat you to death with one. But I don't have to tell you that. I'll go ahead and show you.
Uh-oh. Slay the princess, give up. Wir geben mal auf.
As the blade falls from your trembling hands, the princess rears back, readying a bone-shattering haymaker.
Ich habe jetzt einfach mal die Waffe fallen lassen. Oh weh. Quatsch.
You fall to your knees, barely able to process the ringing in your ears before she hits you again. Every blow is as punishing as the first. You feel bones shatter with every impact, unknown ruptures blossoming with blood somewhere inside of you.
Okay, unsere Knochen fallen ab, oder Knochen fallen ab, genau. Unsere Knochen werden gebrochen von ihr. Oh, und überall sind Abdrücke.
If we're lucky, the wound you manage to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she gets out.
Ja, hoffen wir mal. Und wenn nicht, ist auch nicht so schlimm.
Oh, too weak to even try fighting back. How disappointing.
She places a confident heel on your chest and pushes you down to the ground. Her knee falls to your throat, your windpipe crushed beneath a weight you didn't think her slight form could possibly possess.
Oh Gott. Jetzt einfach mal auf die, unseren Hals sozusagen.
It can't just end like this, right? I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Und wir sind tot. Ups. Der Turm.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Schon wieder? Okay, also wir waren tot. Der Narrator sagt wieder genau das Gleiche. Wir sind genau wieder am gleichen Ort, wo wir vorher waren. Ich weiß nicht, was ich davon halten soll jetzt. Warte. Ist das nicht schon passiert?
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
Okay, also wir sollten von ihm dann anscheinend doch keine Geheimnisse haben. Weil er alles hört, was wir hören können. Na wunderbar. Also wenn wir irgendwas denkt er das auch. Und das könnte problematisch werden.
What does it matter what he knows? There's nothing we can do to stop her. She's just going to kill us again.
Ah, Voice of the Broken. Ah. Also wir haben eine weitere Stimme erhalten.
She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself.
Mhm. Lass uns mal sagen, ich sage die Wahrheit. Und all das ist schon mal passiert. Wieso sollte ich dir zuhören? Warum sollte ich überhaupt irgendwas machen?
Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving.
Ja, bitte. Mach das mal bitte.
Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me.
Mhm.
You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Wahrscheinlich. Da haben wir ein kleines Upsi gemacht.
Of course we died. She didn't feel pain. She didn't feel much of anything, did she? And she broke every bone in our body before she decided to let us die.
Ugh.
What were we supposed to do to stop her then? What are we supposed to do to stop her now? It's pointless.
der ist wirklich, wie kann man das sagen? So richtig Depri. Voice to Broken ist richtig Depri.
She's just a princess. Slaying her shouldn't have been difficult, but congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
Okay, das war gerade lustig. Okay, was ist überhaupt der Grund dafür, überhaupt irgendwas zu machen?
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. The princess killed us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
Ich weiß ja nicht. Wir haben noch eine weitere Stimme, die davor auch schon nicht mehr da war. Ich denke mal, es hat sich schon was geändert.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself? Or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
Das ist schwer zu verstehen. Also entweder Zeit wurde zurückgespult oder wir wurden in eine andere Welt transportiert oder gespült, je nachdem.
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
Bumm.
Do you think the people there lived happily ever after?
Ja.
Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
Vielleicht hat sie es gemacht, vielleicht hat sie es auch nicht gemacht. Wissen wir nicht.
If she ended the entire world, why should we even bother? We might as well just walk up to that cabin, break her chains and let her do whatever she wants. It's all the same in the end.
Ich könnte auch einen Witz darüber machen, aber das mache ich jetzt lieber nicht.
Just because she's capable of ending the world doesn't mean you're not capable of slaying her. Both of those things can be true at the same time. So chin up. I believe in you.
Oh, zumindest glaubt er an uns. Lass uns über diese Prinzessin reden.
Just be quick about it.
Okay. Sie hat mich letztes Mal getötet. Wie kann ich, also jetzt habe ich's. Wie kann ich sicher gehen, dass das nicht nochmal passiert?
Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job and save the world.
Alles das, was sie letztes Mal gemacht hat, ist mich zu Tode zuschlagen. Wie kann niemand wie das die Welt enden?
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you.
Dankeschön.
We're not. We might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending that we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us.
Wir müssen das alles mal austesten.
Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge?
Vielleicht. Das wäre vielleicht gar nicht mal so schlecht.
I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic.
Ich weiß nicht.
You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included.
Okay, wer hat sie überhaupt in diesen Keller gesperrt? Was ist dieser Ort?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
Achso, wenn die Leute sie weggesperrt haben, wieso konnten sie nicht töten? Warum fällt das alles auf mich?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special.
Special!
You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps. But it's just the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special.
Wir sind so speziell.
Of course you're special. Why else would you be here? Who cares if you think we're special? As far as I can tell, the only thing special about us is that we get to experience painfully dying all over again.
Nicht, wenn ich das verhindern kann. Ja, being cagey. Achso. Du weichst meinen Fragen aus. Was sagst du uns nicht oder mir nicht?
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
Ach, natürlich sagt er uns nicht.
The less you know about her, the better.
Das ist alles.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Okay, na weiter. Gehen wir los. Gehen wir zur Kabine. Oder zur Hütte, je nachdem.
A warning before you go any further.
Ja, das wissen wir schon.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Lying? Cheating? Why would she even bother? She didn't need to do anything like that last time.
Lying, cheating, why would she even need to do? Ja, das stimmt allerdings. Letztes Mal hat sie nicht gelogen.
She caught us off guard last time. We'll be fine. Let's just keep our wits about us. At least one of you still has a shred of sense. Just make sure you listen to him and not that whiner.
Gehen wir mal in die
If
Hütte.
that's what you want, I guess I don't have a say here. The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Okay, hier haben wir wieder den Dolch oder die Klinge.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Why do we feel so small?
Achso, warum fühlen wir uns so klein?
We don't feel small. We are small.
Das denkst du vielleicht. Du hast nichts über... Ach so, hier ist ein Spiegel. Du hast nichts gesagt über den Spiegel an der Wand.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's the altar, the blade sitting on the altar, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
Bist du dir da sicher?
There's definitely a mirror.
Ja, da ist ein Spiegel.
There isn't.
Doch.
Who cares if there's a mirror? We're all going to die anyway. And I'm sure that if we looked in there, we'd just see something sad and miserable looking back at us. We don't need any reminders of what we are. It would only make things worse.
Okay, ich muss da irgendwie lachen. Der ist... Ach, der ist einfach nur... Der Repression 100%. Als würde man mit einem Emo reden.
For the last time, you're not going to die unless you let it happen. And luckily for you, there isn't a mirror. So no one needs to worry about confronting a grisly visage any time in the near future. Though, for what it's worth, if there were a mirror, I'm sure that you wouldn't find anything sad or miserable in it looking back at you. You probably look perfectly normal.
Jetzt versucht er uns aufzubauen.
Probably. Do you not know what we look like?
Ach so, wahrscheinlich. Weißt du nicht, wie wir aussehen? Okay, das ist interessant.
He knows. He just doesn't have the heart to tell us.
Er weiß es. Er hat bloß nicht das Herz dafür, es uns zu sagen. Achso, da ist ein Spiegel und es kümmert mich nicht, ob ich angelogen werde. Ich will mich ansehen, ich will sehen, wie hübsch ich bin. Es kümmert mich nicht, ob da ein Spiegel ist. Leise reden oder zur Spiegel gehen. Nehmen wir mal das.
Please don't. I'd rather the princess kill us again than see how dreadful we are.
Na sicher.
I care less about what we look like and more about whether we're being lied to. If he's willing to lie about something as innocuous as a mirror, what else is he hiding from us?
Ja, das stimmt allerdings. Wenn der Narrator schon gar nicht weiß, dass er überhaupt ein Spiegel ist. Wie können wir denn überhaupt trauen? Vielleicht verheimlicht er uns auch wieder das. Vielleicht weiß er genau, dass er ein Spiegel ist. Und er sagt uns das bloß nicht. Er lügt wieder mal. Höchstwahrscheinlich. Aber warum verheimlicht er uns, dass da ein Spiegel ist?
I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror.
Da ist ein Spiegel.
Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would it even do?
Ich kann nicht glauben, wir reden die ganze Zeit über einen Spiegel. Okay, diese ganze Hütte ist total anders als letztes Mal.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
Doch, wurde ich. Ich hab's gefühlt. Gehen wir mal zum Spiegel ran.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
Nee, das ist wirklich nicht witzig, Narrator. Da ist wirklich ein Spiegel.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Da war mal ein Spiegel. Es ist ja nur noch eine Wand. Ups.
We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen.
Wir nehmen wieder die Klinge.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
So, jetzt gehen wir wieder in den Keller.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease.
Okay, das übersetze ich mal. Also die Tür zum Keller geht auf und wir haben jetzt hier einen Spiralgang. Und diese Schritte sind fast so tief, wie du groß bist. Und der Geruch von Weihrauch kommt von unten und für einen Moment sind wir, etwas beruhigter.
Huh. This is actually kind of nice.
Das stimmt allerdings. Weihrauch ist sehr gut. Habe ich selber zu Hause.
It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Da ist sie wieder, die Prinzessin.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time.
Nee, ganz sicher nicht.
We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her. Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there.
Ja, da allerdings recht.
It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
Gehen wir mal runter.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall. The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
Wie sie jetzt aussieht, ist ja cool. Und halt wieder die Kette, die sie hier rum hat, das soll nichts sein. Also das könnte sie einfach abmachen. Interessant.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You've brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
Nein.
As if on command, the blade slips from your grasp. It clatters uselessly to the floor. But we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just gonna let that happen to us?
Das stimmt allerdings. Kann sie das einfach befehlen, was wir tun sollen?
I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade. Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Broken macht mir langsam ein bisschen Angst.
Kneel.
Nein. Nein.
Oh, are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your legs buckle and your knees hit the floor.
Oh, shit.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you told me I was destined to end the world. That thought wrapped itself around my heart. It has pulled at me since the moment I squeezed the life out of your broken lungs. I could feel its fundamental truth awaken me.
Oh.
The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new. And the world as it is now is overdue for alterations.
Okay.
It's time for me to seize my destiny. And you, little bird, will help me seize it.
Und was, wenn ich dagegen was zu sagen habe?
Well, that gives away the game, doesn't it?
Stimmt. Ja, das stimmt allerdings.
It certainly does. And beyond that, it more than lends credence to our conversation in the woods. I don't love the thought that in some other reality you failed to destroy her, but what's done is done. I can only hope it helped you learn a valuable lesson.
Ja.
You are the only one who can deal with her. And if you don't, well, she's let you know what will happen, hasn't she?
Ja, und es wird definitiv nicht gut sein.
Then you shouldn't have trusted us with her destruction. She is inevitable. Can't you feel it? He's being melodramatic, but he's not exactly wrong, is he? What are we supposed to do to stop her?
Nun ja, wir haben die Klinge immer noch, aber ich denke mal nicht, dass es besonders viel gegen sie tun würde. Weil sie kann ja einfach was sagen und dann tun wir es. Und das ist nicht übertrieben.
Okay, first things first, you're going to have to stuff those pessimistic thoughts someplace far, far away and commit yourself to what needs to be done.
Okay, ne, weiter. Wir denken mal, was du denkst, ist richtig ist.
The stakes of the situation should be perfectly clear to everyone now. If you're going to save the world, you have to have faith that you can pull this off. You can't win a battle that you've already lost in your mind.
Wenn ich so darüber nachdenke, ja. Was soll ich tun? Was hast du geplant?
All you have to do is break these chains and set me free.
Wenn du so mächtig bist, warum kannst du denn nicht diese Ketten selber brechen?
Don't be rude. Of course she can. It's not rude to question someone who's apparently trying to end the world. That's exactly why it's rude. We should know our place.
I can, easily. But that isn't what I want to do. The story of a terrible and bountiful God unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am or everything I'm bound to become. It isn't even worthy of what I was.
Also sie redet schon die ganze Zeit von der Gottheit. Ist sie die Gottheit oder hilft sie der Gottheit oder irgendwie sowas? Also sie war noch was anderes gewesen.
The destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake is deserving of a song that can echo for eternity.
Also will sie doch alles zerstören, interessant.
The song of you, being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver me into the world. And from your act of utter devotion and submission springs a new dawn, a better dawn. Submit now, submit later. It makes no difference. Because in the end, no matter how vainly you struggle against me, my will triumphs over yours.
Mein Wille triumphiert über deinen. Nur weil du die Welt enden sollst, heißt das nicht, dass du es tun musst. Du kannst auch alles andere sein, was du möchtest.
This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart.
Ich habe Fragen für dich, bevor ich mich entscheide, irgendwas zu tun.
Know the limits of your privilege, little bird. There's an empty place at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not a place for an equal. It is a place for something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
Ich werde dir nicht helfen, die Welt zu enden. Ich kümmere mich nicht wenn irgendwas Neues danach kommt. Ich kann dich das einfach nicht tun lassen.
I say, perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters. Pick up that needle.
Oh.
Do it. It's what she wants. No objections here. Don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but we might as well pick up the blade.
Uh-oh. Jetzt nehmen wir die Klinge auf.
As your eye falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits unperceived by your senses, but that manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer.
Warum? Was willst du mit mir machen? Und, ich will dich töten. No. Pick up the blade. Ach, das können wir gar nicht. Pick up the blade.
You reach forward and grasp the blade.
Stand!
This one's easy. See? This isn't so bad. Okay, yeah. We can do that. We were probably gonna stand anyway.
Das stimmt. Werden wir sowieso getan. I hate you, I hate so much out of you. Oh, das würde alles sagen, aber das kann er nicht.
You can feel a creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet, like two foes forced into an unhappy truce. The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come dragging out the long, painful seconds. But all silences are broken eventually.
To define me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance. Take that knife in your hand and slit your throat.
What?
Was?
You don't have to listen to her. You're armed. Just steel your nerves, step forward, and end this.
Wir werden das beenden.
Oh, we'll end this all right. Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End her.
Slay the princess.
Your body is sluggish and unresponsive, actively fighting against you, but you do your best to stagger forward. One step at a time, you move towards the princess.
Prinzessin, du kannst uns nicht befehlen, was zu tun.
Slitting your throat would have been a mercy, but it seems you're in need of a harsher lesson. Plunge that knife into your lungs.
I'm sorry. Don't. Oh! As you take another step forward, the blade digs into your ribs, slicing through flesh with ease. It somehow feels like an entirely natural thing to do, while the simple act of walking has become an arduous impossibility. Then it slides back out, the wound burning as a small hiss of air escapes through the fresh orifice. Blood fills your lungs.
Uh-oh.
Now, do it again. Keep doing it until I give you permission to stop.
Those are just words. You don't have to listen to her. It's what she wants.
Sie will. Nein.
Heroic one, what are you doing? Don't just let this happen. Stop him from killing you. I'm on it. Your other hand locks around your wrist, struggling to keep it from perforating vital organs. The blade still flails towards you, managing to slice bits of skin that plop to the floor to join the growing pile of blood and gore beneath you. Despite the pain, you manage to keep yourself in one piece, at least for now.
What a pitiful display. A wounded little bird thinking it can defy a god. It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to hurt so much. You can choose a gentle end. You can choose to leave that punctured vessel for the next.
Nee, niemals.
Or you can pathetically struggle against yourself until the floor of this temple is painted with the bloody impressions of your futility.
Continue to approach the princess, even as the repeated gouges of your blade expose bone and muscle to the open air of the basement. You know, this would be a lot easier if you gave us a hand.
Ja, das stimmt.
My influence only goes so far, and I can only juggle so many things at once. The best I can do right now is to continue to drive you forward. Believe me, this whole ordeal would be so much easier if I didn't have to contend with free will.
Ugh,
You're the one making things difficult.
das stimmt.
You're the one making us hurt. She doesn't want to hurt us. She's just doing what she has.
Doch, sie will uns wehtun. Genau das ist das, was sie will.
Stop.
Stopp.
As you finish crossing the room, you fall to your knees at the princess's feet, your chest heaving as your blood pools in the crevices of the stone floor, the coppery taste coating your throat.
Okay, jetzt haben wir so langsam Blut in der Lunge. Es sieht nicht gut aus.
The princess kneels down, lifting your chin with her finger as her face lowers to yours.
Your devotion is misplaced. You've surrendered to delusion. But something about your defiant spirit speaks to me. You are different than you were before. Perhaps, if you've learned your lesson, I can spare you from the release of death.
That's a little demeaning, isn't it?
Ja, das ist fies.
Yes, how thoughtful of her. It's a mercy. Take it.
Nein.
I think he's given up whatever say he had at the start of all this. At least one of you is sane. She's within striking distance, and she's only negotiating now because she knows you have what it takes to put an end to her. Seize the moment before it's too late.
Bye bye.
No!
Nein, doch.
Yes. Though your body trembles, struggling to defend itself in the face of the princess's overwhelming will, you finally manage to break through, darting to her side before she can react.
Oh,
The wind of your freedom rushes through you, and you channel it into a decisive blow, stabbing into the soft flesh of her ankle and severing the tendons in an act of unyielding defiance.
oh.
She falls to the floor, crashing unceremoniously to her knees.
Fudge.
You don't give her any time to recover. Your heart pounding with determination, you plunge your blade into her chest.
Fudge.
Find your target again and again. She laughs, crude emotion breaking through her once stony composure as your blade cuts her flesh. We can do this, can't we?
Definitiv.
You always could. The decision to give you this task was not made lightly. You're here for a reason.
Wir werden das schaffen und sie werden uns nicht davon aufhalten.
It's not too late to pick up the pieces. It's not too late to toss that blade aside and beg for forgiveness.
Niemals.
Shut up.
Halt den Mund, Broken. Halt einfach den Mund.
I can't believe you would actually strike me. You!
You heathen! You worm! You defiler! You don't know the consequences of your arrogance!
Before you can strike the final blow, the princess lashes out, knocking you off your feet.
Oh. Oh.
There's an unsettling wet pop as your spine breaks, numbness and pain spreading through your body. As you rebound towards the ceiling in a moment of disorientated lightness, she drives her fist into your chest. Your body is crushed as she pulverizes you into the floor, the ground itself breaking from the impact. You lie there, broken, beyond pain, unable to even see what she's done to you. But the princess is succumbing to her own wounds as well. She looks down upon her body in abject horror and disgust.
Ja, unterschätzt mich mal nicht. Also, wir können die immer noch sehr gut töten.
You made me use my hands. I can feel myself twisting into something new, something dull, something defiled. What have you done to me?
Das musst du selber herausfinden.
You're monsters and conspirators. I can't bear to watch this.
The princess has been nothing but cruel to you. You should feel liberated by her fall.
But I don't feel liberated. I feel empty.
Aside from the pain, I feel fine. She collapses
God,
to the
Keller,
floor.
slay you better.
Her glassy eyes watch, unblinking, yet somehow still full of anguish and fear, as the two of you perish together.
Okay, also wir sind beide tot. Interessant.
I suppose we were never gonna get a happy ending here, were we? Don't let those be your final thoughts. You saved the world. That's worth something.
Hoffen wir mal.
I guess.
Ja, hoffen wir mal.
Regardless of how you feel about it, it's finally over. Thank you. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Alles ist vorbei. The Fury. Kapitel 3.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of the path... Okay, what the hell is that?
Okay. Broken heult. Das sieht ekelhaft aus. Continued sobbing.
I think he's upset.
Ja, das kann ich mir vorstellen, warum.
What's he got to be upset about? We just killed a god.
Voice of the Stubborn.
Exactly. You heathens destroyed the most beautiful thing that ever was and ever will be.
You're damn right we did. You'll get over it.
You're damn right we did. Ja, das stimmt. Und wir haben es getan.
Can't say I have much sympathy for you. She was bad for us and you almost got us killed. You're being too generous. He did get us killed. Alright, enough chatter. Got a thing I'm supposed to do, and if you don't mind, I'd like to do it without any more interruptions.
Okay, Narrator, erzähl uns, was wir tun müssen.
Okay, great, you're listening. You're on a path, and at the end of that path is a... If your thing is telling us about the princess, don't waste your breath. We know all about her. It's hardly a path in the woods at this point, is it? This is just great. Let me cut to the chase. Clearly you've already been here.
Wir waren hier schon zweimal.
Yeah, you think?
Ja, kommt mir auch gerade sehr komisch vor. Denkst du es nicht? Hm?
Actually, I don't think we have been here.
Was jetzt?
This is all different, isn't it?
Ja.
Yes, precisely. And if you'd given me 2 seconds to finish my thought, I would have said that.
Es sieht nicht wirklich aus wie ein Wald, sondern... Weiß ich nicht. Weiß nicht, was es hier sein soll.
Oh, you're actually letting me talk now. Great. If you've already been here, it means you've seen things you aren't supposed to have seen, and you know things that you aren't supposed to know. This doesn't look like a path in the woods if reality seems distorted. It's because reality is distorted.
Oh.
So you knew this could happen. You knew we'd be able to restart like this. I know all sorts of things, which is why you should listen to me. That's not really an answer.
Nein.
Look, if the world around you is changing, especially all the way out here, then that means you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs. So you'd better take things seriously. Don't worry. We only need this one last go at things. You'd better hope that's true. And don't let that inflated ego get in the way of doing your job.
If there's still a princess at the cabin, maybe we can salvage things. Maybe if we just grovel and apologize, things can go back to how they were before.
Nee, ich denke mal nicht, dass das funktioniert, Broken. Das bezweifle ich.
Oh, cut it out, will you? We need to be tough right now, and you're making it so much harder than it has to be, so stop whining.
Du hast selber gesagt, dass du mehr weißt, als du uns glauben machen willst. Wenn du uns zur Kabine gehen willst, dann erzählst du uns besser alles.
I can't. Anything I say at this point is far more likely to accelerate the unraveling of this place than it is to actually help you do your job. In fact, I probably shouldn't have even said that.
Ooh.
I trust that if you've been here before, it means you know how dangerous she is, and that you know I'm not lying to you about her.
Ja, das wissen wir jetzt. Sie wollte es ja selber vorher machen, deswegen habe ich mir gedacht, nee, nein.
Really? That's it? That's all we're getting out of you?
Das war schon immer.
He just wants to keep things going the way they are. But we've been given a second chance to do right by her. She can build something better than this. She can build something better than us. We just have to let her do it.
Die zweite Chance haben wir gekriegt, das stimmt, aber ob das eine gute zweite Chance ist? Gute Frage.
I get it. You're conflicted. You've been through a lot, but I really have to be firm here. I will tell you one thing, which is that even now you are capable of stopping her and saving the world from ruin. You always have been, and you always will be. Do with that what you will.
Es fühlt sich an, als würde ich in 100 verschiedene Richtungen bezogen. Du hörst mich besser an, wenn die Zeit kommt, um eine Entscheidung zu fällen.
So what if I'm speaking my mind? It's not like I've ever really got to say things.
Nicht wirklich.
What a crock of shit.
Das ist doch also wie schon lustig.
Yeah, you stabbed us last time, repeatedly. It didn't even work. It doesn't count. We died!
Wir sind gestorben.
If you didn't submit to her, for all we know, that wouldn't have happened.
It's the punishment you all deserved for not listening to me. To her.
Aside from our sulking friend, I don't think we have much to worry about. You're still the one in charge here, and I don't think that's ever gonna change.
Nee, das ändert sich nicht wirklich.
The second he tries something, I'll put a stop to it.
Bitte, bittester Mann, bitte. Und wenn wir sie nicht töten, also wenn die einfach hier bleiben und wir nichts tun und wir diesen Punkt ohne Rückkehr kommen, was passiert denn?
Then what happens? Have you even been listening? The end is what happens. Yeah, but is there something after the end? How am I supposed to know? The end means finality. It's not like I can just peek on over to the other side and tell you what it's like there. If there even is a there. It doesn't matter because we're going to win.
Diese richtige Einstellung.
Now that's exactly the sort of mindset I like to see. Don't let yourself be consumed with self-doubt. Don't flirt with oblivion. Just focus on the present and everything will be absolutely fine.
Das schaffen wir schon irgendwie. Ich plan with this bei. Nein. Nichts, was wir, also, es ist egal, was als nächstes passiert. Ich denke, unsere Antworten liegen in der Hütte. Und es wird Zeit, damit wir da durchgehen.
Good, we're all on the same page. It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up at the cabin on the hill. You'll find the princess within, as I'm sure you already know. End her.
Auf geht's.
That's it? No final words of advice? I'd rather not waste any more time. I'm sure that any advice I'd give at this point is something you've already heard. That's fine by me. Let's get moving. I'm itching for a rematch.
Auf geht's. Wo bist du, Prinzessin?
The interior of the cabin is a place that feels long forgotten. There was once an elegance to its construction, carved marble columns holding a high-arched roof, vaulted windows letting in the weak starlight.
Das ist sowas wie ein Turm.
But that is how it was. Now there is a growth that has overtaken it. A viscous fluid seeps from cracks in the stone walls, and it congeals into chaotic streaks of writhing nerves and wet clumps of living meat.
Fleisch.
That's horrible.
Das ist ja ekelhaft.
You did this. The only furniture of note is a pulsating pedestal, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it.
Und das ist schon wieder dieser Spiegel. Und dieses Mal blockiert er die Tür.
A mirror? There is no mirror. There's... We've done this already. Try to keep up. The repetition is maddening.
Ja, das haben wir schon gedacht. Wir haben schon 5 bis 10 Minuten darüber geredet, über einen bescheuerten Spiegel.
I don't know what to tell you. There isn't a mirror because I would know if there was a mirror. You're either seeing things or you're confused on the definitions of door and mirror. Or you're seeing things. That seems far more likely. What are you trying to say exactly?
Methinks we've lost that we're succumbing to madness, that something in us is broken.
That's an unnecessarily melodramatic way to describe a hallucination, but sure. I'm not going to waste time arguing with any of you.
Natürlich denkt ihr, dass es eine Halluzination ist.
It went away after we touched it last time. Let's just do it again.
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the pedestal. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good. Nothing feels better than gripping cold steel.
Approach the mirror. Auf geht's.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it. As if you don't see it. You really don't, do you? How strange. It really is just like last time. Are we really hallucinating? Why here? Why now?
Smash it. Smash it to pieces. It's the only thing keeping us from her.
Don't you want to know what we'll see in there? We won't be able to see anything if we smash it.
Ich glaube nicht, dass wir das öffnen können irgendwie.
Now then, just smash it. Let's get violent.
Do whatever you want with it. The mirror isn't real, so how you handle it doesn't matter, aside from wasting dangerous amounts of time.
Smash it!
You bring your fist crashing down against the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the stone floor, its ancient hinges moaning as it reveals the dim path ahead.
Okay, also wir haben jetzt die Tür geöffnet, indem wir einfach dagegen geschlagen haben. Und der Spiegel ist anscheinend doch nicht da. Ich denke mal, wir halluzinieren irgendwie schon.
Why am I not surprised? You step forward into the darkness.
Vorwärts.
The stairs leading down to the basement are at once both narrow and grandiose. A high-vaulted ceiling stretches up into a gloom beyond your sight, while walls wet with tumorous growths press in uncomfortably at your sides. You feel both unprotected and trapped, at once exposed and claustrophobic.
Okay, hier ist immer noch das lebende Fleisch.
The air is thick, its odour an oppressive violence. The metallic scent of fresh blood twisting with the nauseating embers of charred remains. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. Her voice, a bellowing rage, roars up the stairs.
Was severing the tendons of my ascension not enough for you? Was it not enough to rend my divine heart? Come, see the horrors you've wrought upon my flesh, and feel my hands set upon your throat.
She's so angry with us. Why? Why did you desecrate her? Why couldn't I stop you?
You've got to stop thinking about her like that. It isn't doing anyone any good.
Ist aber ganz schön laut.
Whatever she is now is our fault. If she's an abomination, then what does that make us?
Ja, das kommt gleich nach oben.
She was going to end the world last time.
Das stimmt.
If I might interject, you didn't make her into an abomination. She's always been what she is. It's why you're here. And it's why your task is so important.
Gehen wir runter.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. The chamber's walls are painted in blood, a deep, sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the charred corpses that make up its floor. This place reeks of torment, of ripped skin and burning bone. The princess stands in its centre, muscles flayed and bare and weeping, draped in a tattered dress of her own skin. Her heart beats from its place in her open chest.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
There's not so much a moment of hesitation before she steps forward. Her chains pull taut, holding fast as she strains against them. The cuff around her wrist digs deeper into her skin. Blood drips from the place where metal meets flesh. And then, with a nauseating sound, the skin tears. It plops to the ground, and she pulls her red, glistening arm free from her bindings. She is loose, and she is coming for you.
Uh-oh.
Let her end it. It's the punishment you all deserve for what you did to her. It's the punishment I deserve for letting it happen.
Screw that. We can win. We've done it before, and we'll do it again. Only this time we'll make it out the other side. Hell, she's practically done most of the work for us.
Du wirst uns nicht besiegen, Prinzessin. We don't want to destroy the world, have we? I'm going to end you, little princess.
The world hasn't wronged me the way you have. Maybe I'll get around to it eventually, though. Once I've had my fill of you.
She bounds across the room, her fists ready, her heart set upon your destruction. Horrifying squelch. You are unwound.
Uh-oh.
I hope you weren't planning on dying. We're going to make this last forever. Huh. I feel cold. I've never felt cold before.
Huh? Okay. Sie hat uns nicht getötet, aber sie konnte es nicht. Dann kommen irgendwie so Arme raus und haben sie weggenommen. Du bist nicht bei ihrer Hand gestorben. Irgendwas hat sie weggenommen. Irgendwas anderes hat ihren Platz eingenommen.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
Auf jeden Fall.
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Ich weiß nicht, wo sie hin ist und ich weiß nicht, wie wir überhaupt nach ihr suchen können.
You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing.
Der Spiegel.
It's like it's mocking us. I feel anxious. Does anyone else feel anxious?
Der Narrator ist weg.
He is. Does that mean the world ended?
The world didn't. We're still here. Come on. Just need to keep going.
Figures the world would end and leave us with all this nothing.
Ich denke, wir sollen in den Spiegel schauen.
There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should.
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
I don't want to look at us.
Gehen wir zum Spiegel.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
Der Spiegel hat ihm noch nie Angst eingejagt vorher.
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
You approach the mirror. Wir gehen zum Spiegel. Wir schauen unsere Reflexion an. Nur Stille, als wir uns fortbewegen. Wir sind weg. Aber nur der Spiegel bleibt. Es ist Zeit für dir zu wissen, was da drin ist. Du bist es. Oh shit. Das sind wir? Okay. Das ist ein sehr merkwürdiges Wesen. Du bist bei der Hütte. Und hier ist die Prinzessin mit den Armen. Gehen wir zu ihr hin.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Okay. Was bist du?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
Solitary Lights? Was meinst du?
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
Sie will mehr sein. Aber was ist sie? Ich bin eine Person. Ich weiß nicht mal, wer ich bin. Was denkst du, wer ich bin?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Der Gift dafür. Das Geschenk einer zerbrechlichen Gefäßes?
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is desecration. She placed the weight of her agony on you, yet it is she who unwound herself. But there is passion and empathy in her misery. She will make for a burning heart.
Tut's mir irgendwie ein bisschen leid.
Do not mourn her. She has finally found peace.
Ist das Ende der Welt?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Das stimmt. Lass sie hier raus.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me.
Okay, also sie ist nur so eine Art Fragment. Und der Moment, wo sie hier angekommen ist, dann muss sie zurückkehren.
I promise that it doesn't hurt.
Zumindest tut es nicht weh. Kennen Sie den Narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known.
Wir sind die einzige Sache, die sie je gekannt hat. Interessant.
The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Bist du derjenige, der mich hingeschickt hat, um die Prinzessin zu töten? Bist du derjenige, der mich hier eingesperrt hat?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Sie will auch frei sein. Aber sind wir denn nicht schon längst frei? Kennst du die Welten hinter diesem Ort?
I know only that they are.
Bist du die Prinzessin?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
Okay, sie ist ein Teil von ihr. Hab ich ja schon gesagt, so eine Art Fragment. Warst du schon immer die Prinzessin? Oder machst du nur diesen Teil selber?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Kennen wir uns beide?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
Was passiert jetzt?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Also wir sollen ihr noch mehr Fragmente oder Perspektiven geben, sodass sie ganz sein kann. Und dann könnten wir vielleicht unsere Freiheit kennen. Jetzt müssen wir das alles nochmal machen. Aber wir haben diesmal andere Entscheidungen. Wie viel werde ich vergessen?
Everything, until we meet again.
Alles. Bis wir uns wieder treffen. Hast du keine Angst, dass ich einen Weg finde, dich zu töten?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
Ich habe nicht gelebt. Ich habe keine Angst zu sterben. Wie viele Mehrteile muss ich von dir finden?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
Und was tust du, wenn ich dich nicht hier rauslasse? Oder
Then we
zu
will
mir
be
lasse?
here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
Ich wurde gesendet, um die Prinzessin zu töten, um sie davon aufzuhalten, die Welt zu zerstören. Wenn ich dir helfe, ist es das, was du tun wirst?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
Das stimmt. Lass es sein. Wir können entweder noch nicht zurückgehen. Okay. Lass mich vergessen.
She asks that I tell you to remember her.
Okay.
You won't.
Alles wird dunkel. Und du stirbst. Der Held und die Prinzessin. A unwound vessel. Bring the fury to...
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
Okay, Leute. Das war der erste Teil von Slay the Princess mit dem Turm und der Fury, die wir auch getroffen haben. Ich hoffe, es hat euch erstmal soweit gefallen. Ja, bis dann, Leute.